taking off from Ridgway, Pennsylvania, riding 80 miles southbound to the town of Templeton. It's also the 17th day since I left Boston, Massachusetts, 900 miles behind me for the west coast of the United States for my second time crossing the country from east to west. Clarion-Little Toby Creek Trail on a slight downhill, low grade downhill. It can't get any better than this. The Clarion-Little Toby Creek Trail, one of the 4 trails I'll be riding on today, runs 18 miles between the towns of Ridgway and Brookville. Even though I didn't see anyone on this trail, I can only assume that it's popular because of how beautiful it is. It runs alongside both the Clarion River, the Little Toby Creek, a railroad, and has plenty of wildlife around. That sign back there says that these train tracks are still active. I'd just be so tickled if I saw a train go by this close to me. One beautiful section after the other. It's a beautiful trail. It just rained too yesterday, so it's kind of moist and cool and so peaceful. It's like you get enveloped by peace here. I knew sooner or later I'd see some wildlife in these trails, especially on a Wednesday midday, nobody around. "12 miles into the trail, I find the Blue Rock Swinging Bridge, which was built by volunteers from Friends of the Toby and the Future Farmers of America. Not often having a chance to walk over a swinging bridge, I get off the bike and go give it a try. I'm playing with fire these days as I once again leave the East Coast late in the season in late July, and instead of hurrying up westward to avoid early snowstorms while crossing the Rockies, I chose to ride straight south for over a week to check out Pennsylvania's Allegheny National Forest, the city of Pittsburgh, and the western section of the Great Allegheny Passage Trail. This detour added 2 weeks to my summer, and I still had plans to reach the Canadian-American border city of Duluth, Minnesota, before heading southwest to the highest mountains in the country in Colorado to cross the Western Continental Divide. But for now, I have this spectacular day ahead of me with 4 rail trails and a bunch of torturous hills of Pennsylvania. Clarion-Little Toby Trail is coming to an end. It's been fun, a great way to spend the morning, even though it's already 12:30. 20 miles or so, 22 miles. Once I reached the end of the trail, I stopped to eat lunch and hydrate before riding past the town of Brockway. At this point of my day, I had no idea of the seemingly endless steep hills in my route forwards. The rail trail had me thinking the day would be a breeze, but I was clearly mistaken. An unquestionable fact about western Pennsylvania is that if you dare leave trails behind, you will be punished. Easy graded trails don't always connect one to the other, so to stay on them as often as possible, one has to leap through this maze of endless short, steep hills. Back in the hills, I got on up the trail. It ended at Brockway, and now I'm like on a 28, State Road 28, I think, climbing again. Lots of short-lived ups and downs. That's some serious grade right there. I need two hands. This first and shortest of the 3 hilly sections of the day was only about 3 miles long, and soon enough I reached the 5 Bridges Trail. A not so well maintained course trail that runs for close to 8 miles and made for interesting riding, including almost running over a snake. This could be interesting. I'm getting onto a trail that is not seemingly maintained, but it's gonna be awesome. Plus I could maybe run into some serious wildlife here. I bet nobody's coming through here often. Pretty secluded trail, really coarse and not very well maintained, but not terrible either. I've been through worse trails. This is not bad, maybe. Beautiful. All of a sudden it got into this grassy section and it smoothed out a lot. It's gorgeous in here. After reaching the end of the 5 Bridges Trail, I turned west for 3 miles on Allen's Mills Road and quickly turned back southbound at the community of Hazen on Pennsylvania's Route 28 for 8 miles to reach the town of Brookville, where I'll be getting onto the 3rd trail of the day. These 8 miles to Brookville had a mix of non-stop softly graded and semi-steep hills. There was lots to see on this stretch of my day. I always enjoy the shoulders of roads that have this mix of traffic, homes, businesses, and especially dogs. Ups and downs. The closer I got to Brookville, the steeper the hills became, and another added variable to my day was the incessant headwinds that had been a norm for me so far this summer. Up and down, up and down. I ride into Brookville and immediately I notice how busy it is considering its population of about 4,000. The traffic was heavy with truckers and all sorts of vehicles, making for a highly congested scene that looked up to me, as the town had a historically well-maintained and quaint feel. I quickly made my way through Brookville after taking a look along its main street and this beautiful courthouse, the Jefferson County Court Administration Building. I grabbed some lunch at Buff's Ice Cream Parlor on Maybon Street, where I took a look at my map and noticed a shortcut to the third trail on my route for the day, the Red Bank Valley Trail. This shortcut was just south of town through a neighborhood and it did not disappoint. I saved it. Oh man, I'm trying to do too many things at one time. It's rough. But I see a bridge up there. I'm thinking at some point this is a maintained trail. Just maybe this section isn't. That's more like it. I was starting to worry, and that little trail, all so rough, is probably just for that neighborhood to be able to access the rail trail, but this is looking super smooth and nice. Very well maintained trail. It went from completely rough to completely amazing. The Red Bank Valley Trail is 51 miles long, running from Brookville to New Bethlehem. It's mainly maintained by volunteers and they do a great job. This trail is exceptional, with a multitude of bridges hopping over the scenic Red Bank Creek. It also passes through several quaint towns, offers plenty of wildlife sightings, and has one phenomenal tunnel just south of New Bethlehem. Alright, so it's 21 miles on this trail. We'll see what it brings. The rain was short-lived, so I'm drying up again. Let's see what we got. There's a buck right there. Look at that. There's a young buck. There was a young buck there, and all these turkeys. Oh, there's more deer up ahead. Only 5 miles of 20, and I've already spotted 3 deer sightings and that whole gang of turkeys. They were so cool, and they just stayed there right next to the path, so I was like able to hang out with them a little bit. And then I look beyond them and there's a buck. Pretty cool. I'm like now searching around for wildlife. If I see a bear again, I'm gonna just be so happy. You guys seeing this? You can't make this is just like stunning all the way. Unbelievably beautiful. Once I rode into New Bethlehem, I decided to continue on to the town of Templeton, having plenty of daylight left. I was faced with 2 route options. The first was staying on the Red Bank Valley Trail heading west, later connecting with the Armstrong Trail heading south along the Allegheny River to end in Templeton. This flat-graded route was the longest with over 10 extra miles. The second option was to get off the trail after Climax Tunnel and tackle 15 miles of hills. I opted for the latter and took my chances with the hills without knowing grade or frequency. Well, that proved to have been the hardest of the 2 route options to finish my day, and soon enough I would struggle with the hardest section of hills for the day. I got off the trail to get on another trail that heads south, but I gotta get on the roads, which means they're gonna go back to the hills instead of the cush grade of rail trails. There's always hills in Pennsylvania. What is this? The heart of the Appalachians? Holy smokes. Alright, let's go downhill for a little bit. Or not. It's late in the day. It's hot. It's humid. And it's hilly. Getting out of the trail. I gotta get on this road for a little while and catch another trail to get me to a city, a small city, I think, that I can't even remember the name of. I know it starts with a K. I just gotta focus on staying alert and keep pumping the legs up these hills. They're really taking a toll today. I'm getting my butt kicked. I don't think I have a lot more climbing to do, but maybe I do. I'm just really tired right now. I gotta keep doing it. Almost there. Almost there. My legs are on fire today. I can feel myself so high up. I hope I get a vantage point here where I can, yeah, I'm pretty high up. Gorgeous. It's gonna be some good scenery up here. The scenery was well worth the initial climbing, but the steep hills were far from over. I continued to go up and down short steep hills that seemed to go forever. The difficulty in this scenario is that your body never gets to rest long enough on the quick short descents to recover for the next climb, so you're constantly climbing, and in this case heavy grades. I was destroyed by then with over 65 miles for the day so far and feeling a bit crazy in the head, and that's why I keep laughing. For some reason I cherish these moments where I'm spent and wondering how I'll finish my day. I'm more often looking to be in this realm of cycling and somehow enjoy it very much, while at the same time wondering in my thoughts why that would be. Oh my god. What an insane bunch of hills. I'm almost about 10 miles away and it's 6 o'clock. My day got long with these hills. As it is always the case, I rode until the climbs were behind me and was rewarded with an outstanding downhill. I took it easy on this one, using my brakes more than usual as the road was wet and looking slippery. Nonetheless, it was a fine reward for all the climbing, and soon I would be at the Allegheny River's edge in Templeton and further rewarded by the kindness of strangers. I complain about the hills and then I get a reward like that. Holy smokes. If that road wasn't wet and I knew there were no cars coming, it would have been insane to just not hit the brakes. I hit the brakes more than I wanted to in there, but I just wanted to be safe. It was wet and it looked slick. What a day I'm having. It's officially a very long day. I'm on the Armstrong Trail. There's 10 more miles to get to Kiplinger, I think it's called. But there's also a campground coming up here soon. So I'm gonna check it out and see if, actually it's right here. I just asked these people, they were coming in, and they were like, whatever, just go camp wherever you want. They say that there is no office in this RV park, that there's nobody here because most people come on the weekends, so they leave their campers here. They're probably Pittsburgh people. And they said just to chill out and get a shower and go camp out by the river. It's gonna be awesome. I just got even luckier. I just met this couple and they like hooked me up, and now they're like letting me use their daughter's RV for the night because there's this nasty storm coming right now. Karen just like, they don't even know me and they just like offered, wow, this thing is coming hard.
Would you like a hoagie?
Thank you.
There you go, there's your dinner.
Oh my God, thanks.
We'll see ya. Happy trails to you. Be careful.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, what a day. How many miles? Like 80 miles and some serious steep climbing. Like, I gotta look and see how many feet of elevation I did today. And this to finish my day. I mean, it just proves the point. If you don't, and I'm tired, so if I sound like I'm crazy, it's because I am right now, but if you don't, it's not if you don't, it's the one thing that bicycle touring gives you is that it forces you to become vulnerable so many times. You're like on the road with a bicycle. It's not like you can just hunker down in your car and turn the AC out or down or whatever and get somewhere in the middle of the night. It's like you're on a bicycle. You have to have a place to stay. And I would have stayed over there by the water, but I mean, for them to just open up their doors to me like this, I mean, come on. It's gonna be an extremely memorable moment of my summer. This kindness of people. It's pretty touching.